Hello everybody, it is Tom and welcome to another video. So, hi. So I'm having a one of those days kind of days. So if at any point everything falls off my desk and my chair collapses and I end up lying on the floor screaming and crying, that's why. So my plan going into the new year was to start releasing a new video every Friday. And I'm still going to shoot for that, but we'll see whether that actually turns out to be possible. In any case, for today's video, I wanted to share some news. So the news is that my next book, a queer young adult novel called The Boy Who Was Kissed, has finally gotten a release date. And that release date is June 24th, 2024. Yay! Yeah, so that's a little bit later than I was hoping for, and it looks like I'm going to once again be in the situation of trying to market a book while also moving to a new apartment, because that's about the time when my lease runs out, so... But that's June Tom's problem. So January Tom is not going to think about that just yet. But anyway, so the publisher says the book will be available to pre-order about 10 weeks before its release, so probably sometime in April. And you will definitely hear from me about it again at that time. So for now, I thought I would give you a quick look at the book and what it's about for anyone who missed my previous long ago video on the subject. Okay, so I would like to think that if you are a Heartstopper fan, you will enjoy this book. And I've also put a few sneaky Heartstopper references into it, so we'll see if anyone spots those. One of them is really pretty obvious, but some of the other ones are sneakier. So the main character of the book is a 16-year-old named Jasper, and his parents just recently got divorced, and so he and his dad have moved to a new town, whose name I won't mention because it is one of the aforementioned Heartstopper references. In any case, Jasper and his dad moved to this new town, and that means that Jasper has to transfer to a new school. And initially, he's pretty nervous about the whole thing, as you would be, going to a completely new place. But then he finds out that his ex-best friend from when he was a kid, Felix, is also going to that school. And Jasper's like, yes, finally I can make things right. Because yeah, as it turns out, there is dark history between Jasper and Felix. Namely that when they were in 5th grade, Felix kissed Jasper on the playground. Some people saw and started to make fun of them, and Jasper unfortunately made a dumb kid decision and acted like he was grossed out by the kiss when in fact he was not. So Felix ended up getting pretty badly bullied and finally transferring schools, and now it's many years later, and Jasper, who has by now come to terms with the fact that he's gay and is totally okay with that, he wants to apologize and make amends and hopefully rekindle the friendship with Felix. But when Jasper gets to school and finally tracks Felix down, Felix is nothing like Jasper remembers. So when they were kids, Felix was shy and dorky and quiet, just like a really nice, soft-spoken kid. But now he's this super popular soccer superstar with like a chiseled jaw and a girlfriend and a bunch of jock friends who are, kind of homophobic assholes. So of course Jasper is shocked and wondering, like, what happened to Felix? Did I do this to him? And he is determined to somehow get close to Felix and break him out of this new super straight homophobic sports god persona, but he has no idea how. My eye is twitching, of course. But luckily, Jasper will have some help. So in his first period class, he ends up paired with Cameron Matsumoto Rogers, and yes, the Rogers is a nod to Mr. Rogers. And Cam looks like this big, scary football dude, but he is actually the nicest, friendliest guy Jasper has ever met. He's also panromantic and demisexual, like me, because, you know, A-spec rep, yeah. Anyway, so Cameron is immediately on board with the plan after Jasper accidentally blurts out his past with Felix, and so they start working together to get Jasper and Felix alone so Jasper can talk to him and try to get through to him. So in the meantime, Jasper and Cam are spending a lot of time together, and they're growing closer and just having a great time, and Jasper starts realizing he's actually happier than he has ever been, and the reason is Cam. Baby, I love you. So as things start to go well with Felix, Jasper is left wondering who he really has feelings for. Is it Felix or is it Cam? So anyway, as I've mentioned before, I am not a fan of love triangles. Generally, I hate that trope. So naturally, I wrote a book with a big old love triangle in it. But luckily, this is not your typical, like, jealousy-ridden, drama-filled love triangle. So if you too are not a fan of the love triangle trope, do not worry. This will still be okay. I like wholesome, feel-good stories like Heartstopper, and that's the kind of thing I write. So anyway, obviously we have a bit of a wait until the book is released, but you can check out the first chapter over on my website, tjbear.com, or if you're a member of the Patreon, you can listen to me reading the first 3 chapters as a bonus kind of audiobook experience. So whatever the case, I hope that you folks will love the characters in this story as much as I do, and hopefully it will be worth waiting for. Okay, well that's going to do it for today's short, but hopefully not entirely uninteresting video. I'm hoping to get out some more Heartstopper content in the weeks to come, more comics versus show, hopefully a soundtrack, a deep dive, other randomness, because you know I'm always about the Heartstopper randomness, but you know, we'll see what time allows for. Work has been pretty busy, and I've just finished the first publisher edits for my next book, Dreamers, which I'm really excited about because that's the book about the trans guy in high school, which I have put like all of myself into, but yeah, we'll talk more about that as we get closer to that book being released. So anyway, thank you as always to our patrons who are amazing and wonderful and fantastic and awesome, and a special shout out to our Nick Nelson members, Kelly Walker, Paul Z, Kent Smither, Kim Engel, and Lauren Javier. Okay, have a wonderful rest of your day or night or whatever time of day it may happen to be, and I'll see you next time. Okay? Bye.